What's up, friends, man? Hope you're doing well, dudes. I'm gonna be drawing. In this small area on top of these really, really bad. Oh gosh. Well, they're bad figure drawings, man. When I was a kid, I was so this is an old sketchbook that I'm just kind of like drawing on top of. And when I was a kid, um, I was what you would call not good. I was not a good artist. Or not good at drawing, and I would draw constantly, and I would see kids my age who drew like a quarter as much as me get farther along, and I would get angry. I would get so angry. I'd be like, "Oh, this guy's so good," and I never see the guy draw. He draws like once a month, and every time he draws, it's just fantastic. It is fantastic, and you never see him draw. And I don't know if he was being humble or joking or lying and say, "Yeah, I don't draw ever. I draw like every once in a while." And I'm like, man, what is with this guy? And I wasn't just referring to one guy, but like multiple people, just super good. And I was half as good as they were at their age. And I was it was frustrating, man. It was frustrating. Because when you're like younger, man, you got all these hormones just coursing through you, and you're just like, oh, you got all this pent up angst, and all the music's geared towards you. All the movies are geared towards you. Everything you watch is affecting you, and you just don't know how to manage your emotions, right? And I'm like, I would see these students and my peers at my school, and they're just so darn good, so good, right? And yeah, man. So this was my attempt as a youngling, and I don't even think I'm that much better, but maybe just more patient. But so I'm drawing from this book, this George Bridgman's Constructive Anatomy book, and the problem with it is like there's a lot of examples, right? There's a lot of examples here, but my goodness, all the examples are like just like these sketches. Some of them are not even finished, right? And you're just kind of like you're extrapolating fake information here, right? You're just trying to like add information so that you can understand it. Because this image I'm drawing, it's set in a visual language that only George Bridgman understands, because he's drawn the figure this way multiple times. And when you try to talk or draw in someone else's visual language, you're basically kind of like trying to decode what he was thinking, or what she was thinking, right? And that's all I'm doing, is I'm just trying to like visually decode what he was thinking and trying to reconstitute it into my own language. But man, back to when I was a kid. I was a kid, and oh gosh, I think all of us can relate. When you go to school, there's always these like a couple students that are just like freaking amazing as an artist, and they're always like a year younger than you, or they're in the same class as you. You never see them drawing, and then they draw occasionally, and then you're like, what the heck is this? This is art from the Greek gods. This is perfect, right? And they're getting scholarships, and you're like, what's going on? Or they're like, not only that, they're not only really good at art, they're good at everything else. They're like super in shape. They're good at baseball. They're good at football. They're good at tennis. They're just good at everything. They get straight A's, and they're able to like just stomp you in the face with their art ability. And you're like, where do you have time to do any of this, right? Any of this, let alone be good at, you're good at one thing, but you're also good at multiple things. How is this possible? What kind of sorcery are you taking? Are you like are you like Sasuke, the genius of our time? The genius that happens once in a lifetime, right? That once in a lifetime artist, or a genius that's able to pick up a pencil and is a master at it at the very beginning, without even trying, right? But although that may or may not be true, But you as a kid, you're like, you just see this individual who's just like crushing your art every day, and you're like, you're drawing just as much as they are, and if not more, because you're like, oh, I gotta be as good as this person. I gotta be as good as this person. We're the same age, and he's already ahead of me by years and years and years. He can already be hired by Marvel, right? Or DC, and have them do comics. He's good enough to be signed up by Disney Entertainment to do the Pixar animation sketches. He's that good, or she's that good, right? And you're like, here you are. You're like drawing stick figures, right? You're like, oh, I'm still drawing stick figures. Oh, I got hands and legs. And look, now I've gotten better. Now my shoes. I got shoes on my feet. I've drawn shoes for my stick figures. Instead of having stick feet, Meanwhile, this person's like creating masterpieces at the Louvre, and they're only 12 or 13, and they're being called, and they got like Ringling Art Institute of Design, Institute of Design and Art. I don't know. I think it's Ringling. Ring-a-ling-ling. No, I don't know what it is. Calling them up, say, hey, we want you to be a part of our art program. You're amazing. We're going to pay you to be here. We're going to pay you money just to be here so that we can claim that we have this artist. Or I remember back in the day, before there was like Instagram, there was there's like Deviant Art, or there was like art forums that you'd go to, and there was always someone your age just cranking out good artwork, just putting out amazing artwork every day, just like boom, boom. Look what I drew today. Look what I drew today. Look what I drew today. I'm like, look what I drew today. I drew a stick figure with I drew Wolverine. Well, like, how would I draw Wolverine as a kid? I would here's his hands, here's his thumb, and I go, there's his claws, right? and then you like, I don't know. There's my Wolverine, right? But you'd have these artists, these kids that like, just like, whoa, where'd you come from? Or I remember in college, you'd have students that you'd have other students in class say like, dude, why are you here? Like clearly you do not even need to be here. You don't need artist instruction. Are you just going for the degree because you already have the skill that is above everyone in this classroom, and yet you're still here, or like, what was real funny, you'd have like a student that was really good at drawing, but they like I want to major in photography. It's like, why aren't you majoring in illustration? You should be going to illustration and get a job with Disney or Blizzard or one of those gaming companies. Why would you want to learn how to take photographs? You are squandering a major skill, my good sir. Anyways, I'm like ranting about stupid stuff. It's so stupid. Oh my gosh. I think we all have been there, man. There's always going to be those really good students or really good classmates, and you're going to go to class, you're going to see these amazing artists, and you're like, what the heck, man? What the heck? And then what makes it worse is they're so humble. They're the most humble artist ever. Like, yeah, I just kind of did this, and then they see your work, like, oh, like, man, your work's pretty good too, man. Nice. Oh man, that's really good work right there. And then, but you're thinking like, are you kidding me? You're on a different level than me, and you're telling my work is good. How dare you, sir? Are you patronizing me? Are you just like trying to get on my nerves? Anyways, I'm kidding. I don't know what this is. A little bit of energetic angst, but anyways, that's it. I'm done. All I did is drew a few hands, and well, I drew a few hands. That's about it. Thank you so much for watching. You all rock. Cheers, my friends.